case you're interested in getting any of my picture editing file, from my overlays down to my color lookup, which is my LUT file, so you just have to scroll down to your video. So under the comment, this is my description. So it's not going to load the description for you. You just have to click on show more, click on it. So it's going to show all the options. Once it does that, just click on my store link. So here's my store link. Once you click on it, it's going to take you directly to my store. So you can actually select any file you want. From the color lookup, this is a light skin LUT. This is a feather which I use in my recent video. This is 100 premium baby overlays. This is my first video course. This video course entails on how to download all the files I want. The site I use in downloading all my files free of charge, including my Photoshop panels also. This includes my PNG files. This includes all my packs, all my picture editing files, my premium overlay, my PNG, my flying fabrics, my color lookup, my presets. So once you buy this, you've already bought everything apart from this one. So here is my flying fabrics. Here is my, in case you want to give me any project for me to work on. Here's my color lookup. Here is my background overlay, and here is my presets file. So in case you're interested in buying anyone, you can actually go for them. The good news there is that you can actually buy your own currency, any currency of your choice. You can buy with any currency of your choice.
Yo, hello and welcome once again. This is Reflex Image, and in this video I will show you how I do this very beautiful manipulation from A to Z without the retouching aspect. So many people actually go to my overlay, but they don't know how to make use of them. The thing about having an overlay and also how to make use of them is you have to bring your creativity into play. Not everything you have to go with extreme manipulation. Actually, I have this overlay with me. It's been a while, but I'm unable to get a nice picture for it. So I was just trying out my overlays while I was editing this picture, and I actually found out it's actually good with what I want. So please kindly do try and error while you're editing your pictures. And also, if you're yet to get my pack, you actually need them, especially my overlays, my PNGs, and also my color grading LUTs of all. If you are not even interested in getting the other file, so just get those three for now and actually upgrade your picture editing skill. So I'll be showing you how I do the manipulation and also the color grading. Very easy and straightforward. You see, the only issue when it comes to manipulation that people have mostly is the issue of retaining this footer shadow, retaining the shadow at the foot. And if there's no shadow at the foot, there's no way you can call it a manipulation. It's going to look like all those old school manipulation that they used to take while we were still a kid. So for you to avoid that, that's why I actually introduced getting a fabric like this. It's fucking affordable. It's affordable, so it won't cost you more than tops $20-25 for you to get this. So just place, if she's sitting down, place them on the chairs she's sitting on, he or she is sitting on, or if she's standing, just place it flat on the floor. It's very easy to extend also, so your manipulation will be very easy for you. So now I can actually change my background, removing my initial backdrop and bringing another background. So with no further ado, so now let's jump into action. So now let me do basic adjustment here. Let me do some basic adjustment. Let me increase the exposure a little bit. Then I'll open it in my Photoshop, click on my open document. So wait for it to load. So as I told you guys earlier on, I will be doing any retouching. If I want to do retouch, it's going to be on a special video on its own. I will be doing my manipulation and also my color grading. As you all know, my first step to manipulation is my background extension. So I'll click on my C. I'm going to extend my background. C mix for crop to. My selection will be on 5x5 pixel, which is my default Instagram size for posting picture. So I'm going to extend it till I see fit. I'm going to extend it till I see fit. Then I click on my OK. So the next thing I'll be doing right now, for me to fill the area I just extend with the backdrop, with the initial backdrop. So I'm going to click on my rectangle marker over here. I'll scroll over this area first. I'll make sure it's touching the background very well. Then Ctrl T for free transform. I will hold down my shift key, then I'll drag. As you can see, the fabric actually dragged with it, and it won't look that obvious that we actually extend the fabric. So that's one of the beauty of the fabric. So I just have to click on my OK, Ctrl D to deselect. So I'll do the same thing to this side also. Ctrl T for free transform. I'll hold down my shift key. I'll still drag. As you can see, Ctrl D to deselect. I'll do the same thing on the foot aspect also. Ctrl T for free transform. I'll hold down my shift key, then I'll drag down. I'll click on my OK, Ctrl D to deselect. So we just single click, we actually extend our background. So the next thing we'll be doing now is for we to remove our model from the background. So for we to do that, the first step is Ctrl J to duplicate our layer. Then we'll go to our quick selection. So click on our select subject. That is going to give us an head start. If the picture is having a nice edge, it's going to crop it out for us perfectly. But if it's not, we have to make some few adjustments on our own. As you can see right now, it's not give us a perfect selection, but that's not an issue. So I just have to zoom in and actually add to the selection myself. As you can see, I'm still using my quick selection to add to the selection. So I'll make the selection myself. So you can use any tool you know how to use to remove background. Just make sure you remove the background perfectly. That's just the goal. So I don't care the type of tool you are using to do it. You can use your pen tool if you have the time. You can use a polygonal lasso tool if you have the time. So you can actually use this quick selection also. So that's a matter of choice. I just want us to have the same result, same outcome. So now let me see if I still have any issue anywhere. Let me add to my selection again. So I think my quick selection might not do this. So let me switch to polygonal lasso to addition. So I'll zoom in, add to my selection. So I'm not seeing this part very well, but I'm going to use my creative initiative to actually trace the leg structure. As you can see, okay. I think I like it around this way. So now let me see if I have any issue anywhere again also. So let me zoom in. Okay, yeah. So instead of me starting to use my polygonal from the scratch, I can actually use my quick selection from the start, then later on round it up with my polygonal lasso too. So now let's keep on trimming over it. Okay, let's see, do you have any other thing here? Okay, I think we have one here. So let me just remove from the selection here again. So let me remove from here again. So let's say we're done with the selection for now. Let's see. Okay, selection is okay for now. So the next thing we just need to do is just to clip our max it up. So once we do the maxing, just zoom out. So you won't know what to just do right now until you turn off your background layer. As you can see, we cropped the white fabric alongside our model, so it's part of it. So we don't have to retain any shadow here because we are not touching it at all. So let's turn it back on now. Let's turn it back off. Now let's enter the mask and do some refine edge. We have to double click on the mask. We zoom in. Then we are going to use the second brush, which is the refine edge brush. Then we are going to scroll over this arm because I want the strand to be there. I also want to remove the background from there also. So I'll scroll over it. As you can see, Ctrl Z, it actually gives me a straight line which I don't want. So I'm going to move outside a little bit. As you can see right now, actually done a perfect job for us. So let me do that to this hand also. So to make the strand there, just like removing strands of hair also. So actually got something perfect. Then we'll click on our OK to take us back to Photoshop. So now let me talk to you about the beauty I'm talking about. Actually, while I was taking this picture, I actually had a shadow at the background, which I did not pay attention to while taking the shot because I was actually tired then. So but that's not an issue now because I won't be using the background again. So I already removed the background. I'll be creating a background by myself from scratch, and nobody will actually know that I actually do that, because we already have our white fabric here to protect us from the footer shadow. So I'll just have to click on a layer directly below my model layer. So now let me sample the color I need first for the background. Okay, I think I'll pick from here to create my background with. So I'll just go to my adjustment layer, click on my solid color, then I'll fill it to the color I actually created from here. I'll click on my OK. As you can see, the background is all that plain, which is not what we want. Then I'll click on my elliptical marquee tool, the one we use in creating our vintage. I'll click on it. I'll hold down my shift key and I'm going to drag at the middle. I'll drag this way. So instead of inverting the selection now, we leave it this way. We just have to go to our adjustment layer. We click on our curves, then we're going to drag it up. As you can see, once we do that, we just have to click on the max. Then we'll feather the max to about 700 or so. As you can see right now, it's going to give us a seamless background, as if the light is concentrating at the middle. If it's a little bit too much, you can also bring down the opacity a little bit until you see fit. We just don't want our background to look all that plain. So now you can just actually start your color grading from this stage. You'll actually have a nice result. So here's what the initial backdrop look like. So now look, we just single click, look at the backdrop we actually created, and also our footer shadow is there. So nobody can actually tell we created the background from scratch or whatsoever, which I actually like, because my background are not all that smooth. So it's just always to improvise while manipulating picture, just for we to bring in our ideas into the manipulation, not just bring in picture, just do it anyhow. So we just have to think of a creative way. And for your manipulation to look nice for studio picture, I prefer using brown backgrounds. Brown background are the best for me. I love them a lot. So I advise you to get one in your studio too. Not that every time you'll be using brown background, but if you are to involve yourself in manipulation, it's either you're using a brown background or you're using a white background. So that being said, now we've actually smoothened the background. The next thing is for we to be bringing in our overlay. I'll be using two types of overlay here. So now I'll go to my file manager. I'll go to where my files are. Then I'll search for my overlays. Where they are located. I'll drag it to the Photoshop. Let me see the one I'll be using first. Let me see the one I'll be using first. Let me see. Okay, let me use this as my first overlay. So I'll just have to drag it into my Photoshop now. I'll drag it. I'll wait for it to load up. Now I'm going to adjust the size. What we need in this overlay we just drag in now is just this straight line here at the back here. So we just need the line to reflect on our picture to make it look more real. So once you just drag it in, we just have to click on our OK. We can actually leave it this way, but as you all know, I love using my soft light as blend mode. So I'll change the blend mode from normal, I'll change it down to soft light. But our background already has its own color, and also the background we brought in came with its own color. So we'll just click on Ctrl U, then we'll bring down the saturation of it. As you can see right now. Next step, I'll just have to go back to File Manager again and drag the last overlay I'll be making use of, which is the flower overlay. So I'll look for where it is. I'll search for it. I will search for it. Okay, here is it over here. So I'll just have to drag it down to my Photoshop. I'll drag it down. I'll adjust the size. Till I see fit. So after I do that, I'll click on my OK. I'll still change the blend mode from normal again. I'll change it to soft light. And boom. Automatically, we've actually done what we promised to do. So here's what we promised to do. But the issue you're having right now is the saturation of the picture of the background is a little bit too much. So now let's reduce the saturation of the background. You just have to go to our adjustment layer, click on our hue and saturation. Then we twist the color a little bit by messing with our hue. Then the saturation will bring it down a little bit. which you actually got something nice. So you can decide to bring in your flower vase, which is a PNG file, which I have in my collection. So just go to my files, my PNG files. Then I'll search for it where it's located. Just drag it to my Photoshop. So let me search for it. So here's the PNG file. You just have to drag it down to Photoshop. So this is not necessary. This is not necessary, but I just love using it. So I'll adjust the size. I'll adjust the size. I'll click on my OK. But as you can see, it's not looking ordinary because it's at the back of my model. So I just have to bring it to the top. So Ctrl T for free transform. I'll drag it down. Click on my OK. So let's start color grading now. But firstly, we'll first start with our vintage first. We are still in our XP Mark Way 2. We hold on our shift key, circle around our model like this. Then Ctrl Shift and I to invert selection. We go to our adjustment layer, click on our solid color. Fill it 100% black. Then we click on our property to feather it. Click on OK. Once we're done, I'm using 798. Then you bring down the opacity till you see it. So now you can just add your lots to it, then you call it a day. As you all know, my favorite lot is Mela Chocolate. I'll click my adjustment, click on my color lookup, load 3D lots, then I'll just scroll down. I'll just scroll down to where it is. Click on my Mela Chocolate. Boom. Automatically, we'll actually create a low light image. So look at how nice our background is now. So that's all what's this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification icon. If you have any question, you can contact me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you guys on my next tutorial. One love.